Good day, everyone, and welcome to another political talk. Welcome to Newsology, another epic episode of what is trending. So remember the story about Papp Penny and Prince Mashele war, whereby Prince Mashele called him an idiot and a fool of note. So there's something that I want us to look at. There's something that Papp Penny said that intrigued me, to say that how is it that such a man can be boldly and come up front wanting to look good to his funders? And Papp Penny said something interesting about him when he responded, even though to an extent many people felt as if no, but mature politics, you don't respond to criticism, especially when it comes to those whom you know that they are your enemies and your opponents, right? So what did Papp Penny said?
Prince Mashele, I'm not a stealer, I'm not a thief like you. Remember when you write a book for Mr. Bani and you miss above that millions? I know about you.
He said that, Prince Mashele, you are a criminal. You are a criminal of note. And this intrigued me to say, why would you say that Prince Mashele is a criminal? Do you know that Prince Mashele owes Herman Mashaba 12.5 million rands? Do you know the story? 12.5 he owes Herman Mashaba. So Prince Mashele approached Herman Mashaba. There was a book that he was writing about Herman, which he needed his biography. And when he made this deal, it was more of a transaction of a business deal between the two, in which Herman Mashaba agreed to give him the 12.5 million. And what happened now, as the outcome of this book became a disaster, right? Because now Prince Mashele comes and says today he owes Herman Mashaba 12.5 million rands. Let us watch here.
Did the publisher simply pay you to do it, or did you have to raise funds to do this?
No, look, this is not the first book I've written, by the way. I, believe it or not, I fund my own books. How do I fund my own books? I'm a consultant. I work.
Yeah.
So I raise money to do intellectual work. This book was funded like that. I funded my own project.
So Mashele was not involved in the fundraising?
No, Mashele was not involved in the funding of the book. I funded the book myself.
A few moments later.
And they were itemized, there were items detailed in that budget. So the point was to fund the research project. We had a loan agreement with Mashele. As we speak, I owe Mashele 12.5 million.
How on earth are you going to pay that back?
The deal was this. You go conduct the study, you pay for all of these activities. When the book is sold, you pay me through royalties. You don't take a cent.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. Yes, I get it.
You don't take a cent from the royalties until I have claimed my loan. I've reclaimed my loan to you. And then you can only take a cent from royalties once I have my money back. That was the deal.
Okay.
As if that was all of it. So Herman Mashaba was brought there in by Saul and Megji. Yeah, they hosted him and asked him about this amount, to say, why did he give so much amount? Is not this money laundering? And this is what he said here.
Great job, but it's a biography funded by a loan that he needs to really repay.
Uncle Herm, how much is the book going to cost if you're going to be able to recoup 12 million from royalties of a book sale in South Africa?
No, okay. I think that's where you talk about the inflated price.
And money
it's not a question of there was no way. I've written 2 books. There's no way that you can recover your money.
Okay.
What was important for me was make sure that I grew up, guys.
Just say you're laundering money.
You said you've written 2 books, so you knew there's no way. There's no way he's going to recover 12 million. So why then?
I think
grant the loan.
I think you will appreciate. I grew up in an environment where you did not have books by black people who are independent. Have you?
So when you watch all of this, you can tell that about this transaction, there was something fishy that it needs maybe thorough investigation. So what I will say is that as many people, many of you sent comments, right? And there's something I want to read. There's a comment that intrigued me and I find it so very funny and interesting. So I will just quote it on what does it say. But it seems like even politicians now, they went into this argument and had something to say. Gayton McKenzie posted this. I am working alongside Papp Penny. I've already observed him and the issues that he is raising. He is raising issues mostly of rural people and everyday problems that might not be deemed serious or worth fighting for by many. He is many things like colorful but not an idiot. So what he's saying here, Minister Gayton, is that Papp Penny raises serious questions that are not maybe popular to many people. He will raise issues like of rural areas, problems that they are facing there. He will raise issues like of language barrier, to say that there are people who takes English more serious than any other language, as if it is the standards of brilliancy, right? And he says that he even made a statement to say that his English is Tonga and his Tonga is English, right? And I know that a lot of people, like, they understood him of what he was saying, really. But a lot of people, they just act ignorant, as if that what is that, right? And it is very simple to understand. I'll address this shortly. But now, the problem about South Africans, we South Africans, I say we, I include myself, we are so colonized to the extent that English is the standard of wisdom. We are so colonized that if a person now becomes a public figure or a celebrity or a known person, and the person cannot speak English properly or speak English at all, then we conclude to say that person is dumb. Remember, back in the years, in fact, there was a time whereby the likes of Mendoza, we know that Mendoza became a millionaire in a very tender age, in a very young age. He became so wealthy and successful. But there was a time whereby he appeared on one of the TV channels there, whereby he was interviewed, and now he struggled to respond in speaking English and ended up speaking his home language. And now many of us here in South Africa, we were like laughing at him. We were laughing, in fact, not even like, we were laughing directly, so to say that he's dumb, he's a fool, he can't speak English, because of the sense of colonization, that we are so colonized to think that this is now the standard of wealth, the standard of riches, standard of wisdom, standards of intelligence and knowledge. And we forgot just one simple thing, that as many of us were laughing at Mendoza, many of us were broke at the time. And Mendoza was a millionaire at the time. But we thought ourselves smarter than him because he can't speak English properly, right? And we know that over the years, Mendoza took some classes and his English evolved, and he died speaking fluent English than the most of us, right? But this notion of now scaling intelligence through languages is just another insanity. So there's this quote I want us to talk about. I don't normally take your comments there, but I found this very triggering, funny in a way, and I thought, let me just cut this out and just show you guys some of your comments of your intelligence. Actually, you want us also to weigh in on your intelligence, because now I found that there were two classes of people. Majority of you, maybe 90%, you did say that what Prince Mashele did was wrong. Calling out another person like that, it was wrong. And there were like this 10% that said that no, Prince Mashele was right. Spoke about the is it what, the ponytail or what, the hair of Papp Penny, and other I saw others talking about his name, to why is he called Penny Penny, and that even the name does not make sense. Those are just foolish arguments. Many of us here, we have names that were given by our parents. It's because we don't give ourselves names. Okay, it happens, but it is rare. Names we are given by our parents or those whom we found to be here before us. So are you saying that now your name or your surname can determine your wisdom? South Africans, you can do better than that. So a lot of people made a lot of gestures, but this one intrigued me. So I'll call him out. If he sees this video, it's fine. We are not fighting him. We just want to outline some of the things that people, they misunderstand, right? Mutlo Lucas Matlala. Yes, Mr. Matlala, I'm on top of you, sir. So he says that it's true what Prince Mashele is saying. It's true. Penny Penny isn't parliamentary material, right? Then I asked him a question. I posed a question to him to say, what's the right material for parliament according to your understanding? Now, hear the answer to this question. It's very interesting. It was not a bad answer, but it is very interesting, right? I was thinking that he will just, boom, drops a bombshell to say that no, this is this. I went through his videos, this is what he's saying, and give me the list of arguments to say that now this person is incompetent, is not a parliamentary material. But this was his argument. In all the arguments that he can bring on the table, this is what he said. So Mutlo Lucas responded, he doesn't talk sensitive issues, e.g. Shangane is Isilungu, Tonga language is English, what is that? Then full stop. Then it just ended like that. So so he says that it does not talk on sensitive issues, but Gayton has a different view, because Gayton does not watch him on TV, does not see him on the newspapers, does not listen to him on the radio stations. Gayton works with him. He says that this man raises important questions, and especially about the rural issues. Maybe some of us will need to go and watch maybe other YouTube videos or go to other TV stations and really follow what are the arguments of the parliamentarians when it comes to issues that are affecting the people. Because sometimes we become so absorbed and ignorant to say that no, we will focus maybe on the ANC, GA, MKP, and the EFF, right? And there are particular people on the EFF. No, I will listen to the CIC and Chirwa only, right? I will listen to Steenhuisen only. I will listen to Mzwanele Manyi only. I will listen to who is that? Colin Malach only, right? This is what we pick, then we forget about the rest, and for what we know, what is trending, we've seen on TikTok, baby, then we'll run with it. Now to spread, to say now this person is so incompetent, is useless there in parliament, but you never follow the person deep down to scrutinize and to search what the person is really about. So let's talk about this issue, then we close this video of saying Sishangane is English. Papp Penny, people lost him there of his argument if you were following the trend of what he was trying to address. He was not saying Tonga language is English on a literal sense, right? He was expressing to say that Tonga language is so important to him as English is to you, And as much as English is important to you, so does Tonga language important to him as English. So to him, it is the same. Tonga is English and English is Tonga. So our Nguni languages are as important as English. There's no difference to him. As Tina and others who are colonized, we think now the supreme language is English. Then you lost him there. If you don't get me, forget me. You'll get me some other time, right? And I think that is important because it reminds us of this thing that we call self-identification, and going back to our roots to say that we'll also fight for our skin color, we'll fight for our language, and we'll fight to be recognized, because there's no language that is better than any language, including English language, right? That is why it's so important that we must not forget about our roots. Let us always remember where we come from, and let us practice our languages and not allow English to dethrone them and destroy them and put our languages into the bin. We must take our language so very important so that other people as well who don't know our languages may start to recognize and to respect our languages, right? So that is a bigger contribution, by the way. It shows that the likes of Papp Penny, whether you like it or not, they are not colonized. They are calling Africans to come back to their roots. That's a fact. You can say what you want, but that's a fact. So Papp Penny, I agree with what Minister McKenzie is saying. You are not an idiot. Papp Penny, we are a very wise man. We've achieved a lot of things that a lot of people, even such as Prince Mashele, have not even attained to achieve. They will go around scamming people of 12.5 million without returning the monies. Mashele, scamming when seal, a criminal, but you call others idiots. You're wrong. You're wrong. You need to apologize. Papp Penny needs to deal with you and take you to court for defamation of character. You're so wrong. You must be called to order, right? Otherwise, we'll continue insulting our black leaders and our black political parties, because you don't insult John Steenhuisen and it doesn't have a matric certificate. Whether he has one or not, but it doesn't have the qualifications that you said that you must have this degree and PhDs in order for one to be the leader and to be there in parliament. But you forgot that your funders, the ones who are many ministers in the TA, that they don't have these qualifications we're talking about, but you never come for them. Choose to come for one man, which is Papp Penny. That was so not fair. That was so wrong. But one thing I know that is right. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and you can press the super thanks button, and you can leave your comment on the section below about this matter. Until we meet on the next video, and I'm out.